Careful, he may have sustained cranial damage.
Move him through the diagnostic pad.
Right.
Slowly.
Got it. Here we go.
Slowly. That's good.
Here we go. All right, careful.
Readings?
They're fluctuating.
He took a severe blow. Possible trauma to the telencephalon.
Start 59.
His digits in his terminus.
What are you?
Today, we are back with the series where you guys send me your broken CK3 saves, I play through them, fix them up, and even send them back to you so you can break it all over again. This submission comes from Mert, who says, even I won't be able to save his game. Other than that, all he wrote was because of his character's son's death, his inheritance split into 3 brothers, and he was left with this mess. And what a mess we have. So our friend here is currently playing as the Kingdom of Genoa. The kingdom itself is pretty big, but you can see he is only holding 2 of 10 domains because, like he said in his short prompt, his land had split away to one brother who now owns the Duchy of Provenance here, and the other one who has the County of Cagliari. The main problem in this game is, well, there's a couple problems, I'm not gonna lie, but the first and most important problem that we are going to have to deal with this game is this war we are in, which is a tyranny war, meaning if we were to lose it, we would get disposed from our kingdom, and then we would be playing as our brother, which honestly isn't the end of the world, but in the spirit of the disaster save, I feel like we have to stay as this king and fight off all of these threats he's facing himself. Finally, let's take a look at this war. You can already see there's a bunch of armies running around. We got one over here, which is 12k. So clicking on this war, we can see we currently have a strength of 4,805 soldiers, and we are going up against an army of over 35,000 men.
Oh my God!
So this is quite a lopsided war we are in, and you can see they actually have 17 allies with them, while we currently have none.
Hello darkness, my old friend.
And not only do we have no allies, but if I click on our character, you can see we have 0 kids, meaning we will not be able to set up alliances with anybody for this war. Even worse than that, our wife is currently 45 years old, so it's not like she's gonna be pumping out any kids for us soon so that we can set up more alliances. We are really going to have to fight off this 35k army all on our own. Currently, we are in the high medieval era, although we don't have any text research from it. And you have decided to start researching men-at-arms, which honestly, not a bad first cultural innovation to go for because it increases the amount of men-at-arms you can have. But to be honest with you guys, no matter what we choose here right now, it's not going to help us because we have to deal with this war right now, and these texts will all take a minimum of 30 years to research anyway. The one thing we do have going for us in this game, and this is what we're going to have to rely on most to fight off this war, is we currently have over 3,000 gold.
Money!
And so that is a very healthy amount, and we can use that in a few ways to help us. But I did notice we are currently running a gold deficit, and I thought that's weird because if you take a look at our men-at-arms, you can see we do have a lot of men-at-arms units with a ton of men. They're all fully filled out. However, you'll notice they are all fully replenished. I thought that maybe the reason we have negative 8.6 gold per month is because our armies were replenishing at this time. But since they're all filled out, I was wondering what else could we be spending our money on, considering we're currently making 13 gold per month from some very nice domains that you have. Although you only have 2 domains, they are making you a lot of money. You can see in Genoa, you have the special building, the Walls of Genoa. They have some cool benefits, including plus 10% to your holding tax and a development growth boost. And speaking of development, your development in Genoa is crazy high. 41 at this stage of the game is pretty good. If we take a look at the rest of the map, you can see Genoa is probably the most developed place in the game. Oh, actually, it looks like the Byzantines have been going ham this game, so they have 46 development. but you are the second most developed place in the game, which is still pretty impressive. And then you also are holding the secondary castle in the same county of Monaco, which is currently making you 2.89 tax per month, which is quite decent. You have upgraded shallow ore mines and trade ports in there, which are helping. The hill forts here probably aren't the most useful building. Something that might have helped you more is probably pastoral land for the tax, or maybe barracks to boost the amount of levies you have. But honestly, there's nothing too major I can see in this game where you made grieve errors. Except coming back to the gold deficit that you're running, I realized down here you have negative 12.3 gold in court amenities. Let's go take a look at our royal court.
King in the castle, king in the castle.
Oh damn, look at his chair he's sitting on.
Have a chair, I have a chair.
You do have some crazy court artifacts right now, that is quite awesome. But looking at the court grandeur scheme, you can see you have maxed out 5 for every single one of these. And that's okay when you're making a ton of money, but considering that this is currently costing us 12.3 gold per month, which puts us into a negative gold deficit, I think what I'm just going to go ahead and do is reduce all of these to 1 of 5, which honestly, you can see it'll bring our court grandeur down a lot, but we're in war right now. That's all we have to care about is war. We don't have time to worry about having grand lodgings, exotic food, endless servants, or court fashion. I think the reason you had this is to get above 8. You can actually see in an administrative court, if you have above, oh it's 7 actually. So if you have above 7 for your level of court grandeur, you can see that gets you an extra 0.2 development per month, which is really powerful if you're stacking a lot of development bonuses. But like I said before, your development is high enough already for my liking. I'm going to change this right away, and you can see that now we are at least making 3.7 gold per month without our army raised. When we do have our army raised, that's going to be a big negative, but that is okay because that is really all we can do. The other thing I noticed is in the military screen, you can see we only have 7 of 13 knights right now, and all of your knights are awful. We need to get better knights in order to even stand a chance in fighting off this army. What I'm going to go ahead and do is look around in our court to see if we have any female courters who are unmarried.
Hello there.
Like this lady right here, for an example. What we can do is sort for a marriage for her, make sure it's matrilineal so she doesn't get transported anywhere else in the world. And we'll sort by prowess. You can see we got some guys over here. This guy has 35 prowess. He is 58 years old, so he's kind of old, but he's also a legendary blade master. So we're gonna send a marriage proposal off to him. It looks like our grandmother is actually unmarried too. Let's see if we can actually find a husband for her as well. This guy over here has 31 prowess, so we'll set up a matrilineal marriage with him as well. So for our mother, I think I'm going to sort by martial ability because we're going to need some good commanders for our armies. This guy is 36. He has 10 prowess of his own, so he's already better than all the knights we have. We'll send him a proposal and he will be a perfect commander for us. And then we just have one last quarter over here. I'll try to find somebody decently young. This guy's 24 prowess. So we'll send him a invitation as well. Looking at our character, we actually have 32 prowess ourselves, however only 10 martial ability. So we wouldn't be the best commander, but something we could do is maybe try to divorce our wife.
Nope.
But it looks like the Pope doesn't want to do this. Can we kill her? So we could run a murder scheme on her. Honestly, I'm going to get this going. We can invite this guy for only 56 gold and he'll actually add 86% chance as well as 37% secrecy. So that should bump this up to 95. And then once we kill our wife, we can find a new wife with slightly higher martial ability. And then you can see right now, if I put this wife on chivalry, it actually increases our martial by 5. So we're all the way at 15, which makes us pretty much a little bit of a better commander. So, and then when she dies, we can get a new wife, sort by martial ability. Hopefully she'll have somewhere in the range of 20 or 30. And then we can get probably all the way up to 20 martial for ourselves. Because again, if you lead your own army, let's go and move a rally point over here and raise our army because I want to stop these guys from invading our capital. You can already see we get a +5 bonus for leading our own soldiers. So if we get a better wife, we could get our own commander advantage up to maybe 25 or 30. Last thing I'm going to talk about before we start actually playing the game is you picked up a lot of dynastic legacies. I'm not gonna lie, glory I almost never go down, but maybe you were trying to do some kind of some court grandeur play, I guess. I don't really know. But I'm trying to see if there's anything that will help us out right now. And actually, if we pick up this next warfare dynastic legacy, you can see we would gain a little bit of pursuit and a little bit better retreat losses. So if we lose a battle, we won't lose as many men. So honestly, I'll pick this up. It's not the best benefits in the world, but it'll help us just a little bit, and we need all the help we can get considering we're fighting 35,000 men. So if I start the game and then stop it, hopefully you should see we will have a bunch of people come in for our marriages. We raise our army here with ourselves as the commander, and you can see we could catch this army over here who aren't ready, and they're actually standing on our lovely capital here, which has this beautiful 11 fort level, which will actually affect us a lot in terms of our... I was going to say it's going to help us a lot in the advantage modifier because we'll have defending bonuses, but it doesn't look like the walls of Genoa actually... Okay, yeah, they do. So here you go. You can see we get +5 defender advantage from having these cool walls. So I'll play and pause again just to see our agent joined our scheme. We got another knight there. Another marriage proposal. That guy was blind, which probably won't make him the best commander. It looks like we only caught 1,000 men here and the rest were able to escape, but that should be a stack wipe on these guys at least. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you can see we actually got, it was actually 1,500 men, so that's pretty big. I'm thinking this war might be too hard to actually win outright. If we were able to get up to 30 in terms of this war score, we could white piece these guys, and that would be a W, because if we white piece them, then I could go around and kind of work on increasing our strength and stopping them from rising again in whatever time limit it is. I think it would be a 10-year truce with them. I'm going to go ahead and select this guy that we married for, remember, to get 25 martial ability. And what we could do is have him set on organized army, which reduces the maintenance, but what it also does is increase the levy size. But honestly, what I think is going to be better than that is if we put him on this one right here, which increases your knight effectiveness per month he's working here. So right now it's only by 2, or it could be by, currently it's at 0, but every month it's going to go up, and it could go all the way up to 50%. And the other thing that this actually does, it'll increase the damage of our men-at-arms units as well. And remember, our army is pretty much only men-at-arms units. We only have 1,000 levies. So although our army is small, it is very compact with a lot of men-at-arms. So one thing that we always have to remember to do is after you get a bunch of new knights, like if you go look at our knights, you can see we now have 11 of 13 at least. And we have all the good guys over here with 30, 31, 24. We have to remember to re-raise them, because right now this army still only has the 7 we started from. So don't forget, this is really important to do. You can see right there, we have now an army of all of our good knights we just hired, and we can go ahead and just mix them together with this other army. And now this army has 11 knights, which is pretty good. It looks like we also have some prisoners who could be good knights for us. So I'm going to negotiate release for these guys and demand their conversion. As well as, let's see if we do have some more female characters, so I'm going to negotiate their release as well. And then this guy actually has 12 prowess, which is already better than a lot of our knights. Remember, if we look at our knights, you can see we still have guys working for us who are 3, 5, 5, 7, 8, so anything above that is going to be a big win for us. I have to remember to raise those guys, I can't forget that. And over here, it looks like we will catch these 2 armies, or at least one of them. So yeah, we catch one army here, and the battle modifier won't be as good because we're not defending on this beautiful tile anymore. But you know, we'll still take a stack wipe on these guys, which we should get. There we go. The other thing that we're gonna have to do this game is definitely hire a ton of mercenaries. So that's really what I needed to save this 3,000 gold for. If we go to look at our military, you can currently see that there are a bunch of mercenary units that we can pick up. Not only that, but some of them actually aren't too expensive. Here we can hire these guys for 850 gold for 2,600 men. That is not the worst deal in the world. Down here, there's another 2,600 for 800 gold again. And lastly, I think I will spend another 1,100 gold on this stack of mercenaries. So you can see that leaves us with only 274 gold with a 21.9 gold deficit, which is really bad. We won't be able to sustain this army for a long time. However, getting these mercenaries are completely necessary considering we're still fighting over 30,000 men. Oh, it also looks like we actually have a house member we can call into this war. They only have 1,000 men, but you know, any little bit is going to help us at this point.
Oh, great heavens!
Oh my goodness, look, there's 16k men down here. What is happening? Why are they so close? I didn't think they would be so close to us. Oh, what the heck? And we're getting Holy Ward now. Another 4,000 men. At least it's only for this county down here, so if we lose that, honestly, I wouldn't be too mad. So we might surrender that if it's not looking good. And over here, you can see our mercenaries are absolutely destroying this army here. I don't want this big 13k stack to come and attack us because I think they would kill us. And look at this, we were able to kill another 2,200 men. Oh no, look at this. One of my dukes actually got us excommunicated. Oh my god, out of the frying pan into the fire. What is happening? We already had really low piety, so I guess it doesn't really matter. And I have decided to fight these guys over here on this tile. We're gonna get, they're gonna get defending in hills, which is annoying. Like they're gonna get on this tile before we will. But if you look at it, they only have about 11k. Well, plus these guys here and those guys. So they'll probably have like 15, 16k. We have 12k, but I like our odds anyway. Actually, look at this. We are getting a plus 39 in the advantage modifier. That's pretty massive. We killed 5,000 men, but we lost 2,000. So we are incurring some losses here. We can run here next and fight this 3.5k stack. I think we'll get a stack wipe on them. Okay, not quite a stack wipe, but another 1,300 that we killed. And look at this, our war score right now is already up to 17 from all these battles we won. So if we get another 13 war score, we can white piece these guys. Whoops, so I actually had him on this one before, which is not what I wanted to do. It increases your knight effectiveness, which is not bad, but I'd rather have him on trained commander because what this does is it actually improves the chance of finding commander traits or increasing their skill. So it'll make all our knights better. And then it also increases the men-at-arms damage and toughness by a certain percentage. So you can see right now we're at plus 3%. So if I go to look at our military and I go to look at our men-at-arms, you can see we are getting plus 3 from trained commanders, but that'll go all the way up to 25, which is actually quite noticeable. I'm going to start seizing some land. That'll also help with our war score, and it will give us a little bit of gold when we capture a castle. The good thing is we have 160 siege weapons, so the progress goes really quickly on us capturing stuff. And look at this, our nice allies have finally made it in here. Let's go. Another 1,000 men, we definitely need that. It looks like these guys are coming back to try to invade Monaco again, but doing some quick math over here, I think we can take all these armies even if they're grouped up. We would also get defensive bonuses, don't forget that. Okay, all of a sudden they have 11,000, but it looks like we still will win. And actually, some of them seem to have recently disembarked, which is huge. Look at all those lovely one-sided battle benefits. Okay, Battle of Monaco. Plus 43 to the advantage modifier. That's quite big. There you go, another nice win. This time we killed 4,400 men, only lost 1,300. Oh, look at this, 31%. So we could white piece them here, guys. Look at that. Wow. Let's just see, of the people we hired, of the mercenaries, how long do we have left on their contract? We have 2 years. So I don't see why we would have to leave this war just yet, considering we still have 2 years left on our mercenaries. we might as well stick it out and see if we can actually get a win in this war. Especially considering we have another 10k, 14k stack coming to attack us, and we should also win this battle pretty easily. Boom, so another win, and this time another 4,500 men killed. I'm stopping a pretty big stack from invading my capital, again with a huge advantage modifier. Okay, and then look, these guys are going to attack me again, but this time they're coming off a boat, which is pretty good. So that's going to give them a minus 30 to their advantage modifier. Oh, look at this. We actually have an event where we can divorce our wife. That's pretty good. So now we're unmarried. What we can do is sort for a wife based solely on martial ability. This lady has 23. Send her a proposal. She accepts. So now if I go to my court and look at her on chivalry, which she is, that'll give us plus 10. And now we have 20 martial ability of our own. So if I click on here, we still have a commander with 28, so he's technically better than us. But I could always manage my own army if this guy dies. And look at this, more battles where we just get absolute monster numbers. You can see we're already up to 71%, so we're close actually in terms of winning this. But we are in debt now, so I will have to seriously think about white piecing. Oh, look at this. It looks like one of my brothers died, which is awesome. Because now we get control of Cagliari, and Cagliari has the beautiful silver mine here, meaning that we're gonna get a nice gold boost to this. We actually got all his money also, which puts us back out of debt, which is beautiful. And now we're making extra money from both of these counties, which I absolutely love. You can see we run a deficit of only 14 gold per month now, which is pretty decent. Here I'm getting some more pretty big wins on some small armies who ran into these plains, which is good because plains don't really affect the defensive bonuses at all. So there you go, we killed another 3,000 men from that. You can see we are actually up to 91%. What I'm going to do here is just let these guys seize this place down, because I don't see any of their other armies nearby. And what that'll do is actually lower their numbers a little bit, because we only have 11,000 men, remember? So we don't want to really go in here yet. I can do a cheeky raise to see if we have any knights sitting around. And look at that, we had 6 knights just chilling, not part of our army. And a few levies as well. So looking at this now, we have a total strength of 12,350. So I think we probably will beat these guys if we attack them on this tile. There you go. So we did beat them. Brought it up to 96%. We're still not in debt. We can attack these guys over here. 98%. Oh, our contracts are expiring in 6 months. That is honestly perfect, because this, considering we are also holding the war target, which I think is our capital, this should tick to 100 on its own very, very shortly. There you go, guys. So we did it. We successfully defended that war of over 30,000 men. Before I can go around and start kind of taking care of these vassals, which we now all have in jail, which is actually beautiful. I think I'll put down this little army over here who's currently trying to take our duchy. So we can't let that happen. They want to take this one county here. It's a war for this one county. And look, it's the one county they haven't taken yet. We're getting a plus 32% from defending this, while they've taken like all the land right next to it.
Hey pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
Okay guys, once I capture this last piece of land, the war should be over, which is good because we are in a lot of debt, as you can see. Not good. But look at this, we can enforce our demands. They will actually give us 200 gold from that, which right away takes us out of debt. Disbanding our armies puts us into a positive gold difference, finally. Oh my goodness, does it feel good not to have any wars, not to have any factions that can arise because all of our vassals are in jail. Let's freaking go. So with our 4 counties right now, we have an army. Our mercenaries are gone, so we have an army that will replenish to over 10,000, which is pretty strong. I'm not sure how some of these other places are doing. Yeah, so some of these other big kingdoms have a lot of men also, but you know, we're in line with them, so we don't really have to worry about an imminent invasion right now. And we can get to work on revoking the land from our vassals and taking it back for ourselves. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is start revoking land from all these guys and then redistributing it ourselves. The first one I'm going to take away land from is our brother, which you can see he has nothing but 100% chance of accepting, and he also doesn't get, we also don't get any, what's it called, any tyranny debuff from doing this, which won't affect our opinion with our other vassals once we have them. So I'm going to revoke that piece of land away, which actually is very nice because it gives us more holdings. And if I put my wife on managed domain now, you can see it bumps us up to 8 of 9. And these buildings are really good. I think you were holding this one before because you said your land split to your brother. And you had built the crown smithies here, which is the blacksmith building. And that gives your infantry and spearmen a bunch more damage. So already, if we take a look at our pikemen, you can see we're getting a lot of bonuses from both our domain and from having our martial on trained commanders. You can see our armored footmen are doing pretty good damage as well. So these counties will all be good for us to hold. And that will actually be our 2 duchies that you can hold. You can hold this duchy of Provence over here, and then the duchy of Genoa. I think that'll be good because you do have room for secondary castles in some of these places. So if you really need more domains, you can just build them there. And then finally, I can just go around and revoke the duchies away from all your other vassals, as you can see like that. Go over here and revoke from this guy.
Yoink.
This guy here was a huge pain in your ass. In my ass at least. Revoke from him. Okay, so I got rid of anybody who was holding a duchy in your territory, and you can see that puts us to 25 domains that we're holding right now. But what I can do is just go over to all these duchies I revoked and try to find some vassals who will actually be friendly to you this time. This guy looks pretty decent. Compassionate is pretty good in terms of making sure he won't join too many factions against you. And honestly, his stats are quite nice. I just want to make sure he's the same culture and religion as you, because that will be pretty important. And yeah, he is. So if we grant him the whole Duchy of Piedmonte, we should see him have a very nice positive opinion with us. And remember, he also is getting -90 from us holding too many duchies because I revoked all those duchies away. But as I grant these away, that will go away. And you should see all these vassals have very nice, friendly opinions with us. So I'm going to do it again with this guy over here. And let's just try to find somebody who would be good. This guy has the shy trait, so he definitely wouldn't want to rise up against us. So we can grant him the whole duchy. You can see he's friendly with us. This guy has content, which is another one of those traits which make them less likely to rise up against you in terms of factions. And now we only have one too many duchies, and it's actually the Duchy of Sardinia. So I'm going to grant this one away because I don't want to hold too many duchies. But the thing is, I want to keep the county of Cagliari for myself. So I'll grant him that. We're going to keep Cagliari just because of its gold benefits. You can see it makes us a ton of tax right now, and that'll only go up once we get rid of this debuff. You can see our gold income right now just shot up to almost 37 because our military men-at-arms were replenished. So now we're making a ton of gold per month, which you do love to see. We're currently at 8 of 9 holdings, and I think what I'm going to do for your last holding is just go ahead and construct a motte over here once you have enough gold. There you go. So we'll get working on another castle in this county here. And once that finishes in 4 years, you'll see you'll have 9 of 9 holdings. You'll have a ton of gold per month income. And if we look at your vassals, there are a few that still hate you, but you can see it is a lot better than it was before. You can see all the guys we regave land to, like over here, have 100% with you, which should stop factions from forming. You can see right now you only have like 2 guys in that Liberty faction and then some peasants who want to rise up against you, which is always going to happen. But now that we have done all that, I think I can consider this game saved. I will be sending it back to Mert. And of course, you guys can send me your disaster files to this email on screen right here, zieleysubmissions@gmail.com. I will have a look at them, play through them, and then even send them back to you so you guys can keep playing them as well. I hope you really enjoyed this disaster save. It was a tough one, but I had a lot of fun doing it. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.